It is presently 1:01 p.m. I call this meeting to order. This is the COTC board meeting for June 25th, 2026.
Good afternoon. This is the CHamoru Land Trust Commission regular board meeting for June 25th, 2026 here at the CLTC conference rooms 223 of the ITC building in Tamuning. Public comments may be made by emailing cltc.admin@cltc.guam.gov. To view the meeting virtually, please log on to the Guam Live YouTube channel or via Google. The meeting link is posted on the CLTC website. Please note captions are available also on YouTube. We'll now take the attendance of the commission. Please say present when your name is called. Chairman, Mr. El Garrido.
Here.
Commissioner Jeremy Rojas.
Present.
Commissioner Annie McPeace.
Present.
And also joining us today is Ms. Angela Camacho, Acting Administrative Director.
Here.
Okay. Chairman, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Can we all stand up for the university, please? Thank you. One more. Please remain standing. Itatamami ni Gaya Gilangin, Juda este na komisyon para tikaprendi desisyon mo para este na inet ng CHamoru Land Trust. Na klaro para hita, katadesidi para minalekta. At Juda ang Kristo na para iminagos itawtawahan. Mga manayantuloy maganiti sa itawtaw niya. Si Diyos protehiam, si Diyos bendisihan. Biba sana, biba CLTC, biba guahan. Sign of mercy. Thank you. You may sit. I'll go open up the meeting with the chairman's remarks. To the members of the Guam Motorsport Association, I speak today regarding the urgent matter of finalizing our lease agreement. The CHamoru Land Trust Commission has established clear and uncompromising terms and conditions that we must adhere to protect the interests of the people of Guam. It is imperative that we expedite the finalization of this lease as it will serve the larger good of our community. CLTC's mandates explicitly states that commercial leases must be based on an appraisal of the property, with the lease value set at no more or less than 10% of the appraised value. Any arrangement that deviates from this standard does not align with our commitment to serve the people of Guam. It is also important to recognize that Guam Motorsport Association, despite its valuable contribution, requests or represents a small interest group. Given this, it is in the best interest to move forward and finalize the lease agreement promptly. Furthermore, I want to focus your attention on the situation surrounding Trans World Radio Station. This leasehold is approaching its expiration at the end of this month. Given the recent lapses in physical occupancy on the property, we have witnessed unfortunate incidents such as theft of solar panels. While the property currently remains under the ownership of the Department of Land Management, I have received assurances that it will soon transition to CLTC's inventory. As soon as this transition occurs, it's critical or crucial that we prepare for the maintenance and security of the property. This asset is a significant resource, and CLTC, as its new steward, must ensure that it does not fall into neglect, disrepair, or vandalism. Currently, I have learned that CLTC does not possess the necessary budgetary allotment to facilitate the preservation of this important asset. Therefore, I have formally requested from the governor's special allotment to fund essential security measures and maintenance expenditures. In closing, I urge all to consider the critical nature of finalizing the raceway lease and support our efforts to protect the property. Together, we can ensure that we maintain our commitments to the people of Guam and safeguard our community assets. CLT reaffirms its unwavering commitment to the people of Guam. 1, we will steadfastly uphold our mandates. 2, we will continue to pursue operational excellence. 3, we will adhere to the highest standards of ethics. 4, we will diligently act as stewards of the people's land. These exemplary standards will be achieved through the persistent efforts of the board and the dedicated CLT staff. Although our numbers are small, our collective efforts are great. Thank you. Now we go to approval of the minutes for March 19, 2026, the regular board meeting, and May 28, 2026, regular board meeting.
Can we do the publication, the certification, the publication? Sorry, we kind of skipped that.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In accordance with the 5 GCA Chapter 8 Open Government Law, this meeting and the agenda have been published in the Guam Daily Post on June 18 and June 23, 2025. And it's also posted on the Guam Public Notice Portal and the CHamoru Land Trust Commission website. Just a reminder of some house rules. Please note 3 minutes is the maximum for each speaker. Captions are also available on YouTube. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Now we go to the approval of the previous board meetings minutes. The March 19, 2026 meeting. Do we have any discussions to be heard on these minutes? If there are no questions on the minutes, may I get
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for March 19, 2026.
Can I get a second, please?
I second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Since there are no opposition to the motion carries. The next is the May 21st, 2026 meeting and May 26, 2026 board meeting. This is open for discussion or corrections.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to accept the May 28, 2026 board meeting minutes.
I second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay. Since there is no opposition to the motion carries. Now we go into the Administrative Director's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Members of CLTC Board, to include Chairman Garrido, Commissioner Rojas, and Commissioner Makepeace, along with CLTC staff, and myself, attended the second working session with the Department of Agriculture and Bureau of Planning on June 11th of this month. We anticipate a couple more meetings prior to executing the memorandum of agreement between the Department of Agriculture, CHamoru Land Trust Commission, Department of Parks and Recreation, Guam Waterworks Authority, Guam Power Authority, Guam Housing and, Department of Parks and Recreation, Guam Waterworks, Guam Power Authority, Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority, Department of CHamoru Affairs, and the Guam Legislature regarding the cooperative management and implementation of the Guam Forest System Plan. The timeline to have the MOA in place is December 2026. On June 4th, 2026, Land Agent Supervisor EA, PC Dexter Tan, and I attended a meeting with the DLM Director Joe Borja and his staff to discuss Bill 326-38, Lot 538 2N-36 Barragata. Public hearing was scheduled on November 9th, 2026. Also discussed were several tracts of land to be transferred to CLTC under the Land for the Landless program, as well as Lot 440-4 and 440-5 in Molesso, also known as,
This is June.
yes, that was June, June 9th?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was June, the public hearing was scheduled on June 9th. My apologies. This was for Lot 440-4 and 440-5 in Molesso, also known as Transworld Pacific. The Transworld Pacific Agreement with the Department of Land Management expires on June 30, 2026. In regards to residential and agriculture applicants and lessees, Land Agent Supervisor Glenn Yeh and his team will present to the board constituent matters. Under commercial leases and licenses, the Motorsports Association revision to the draft lease were sent to GMA for their review and consideration. We await their response. Resolution 2026-4, amendment to the Guam International Country Club commercial lease for Lot 10122-2 in the municipality of Dedido has been sent to GICC representative Carlos Camacho, and a draft amendment to the lease is being prepared and will be sent to the Attorney General's office and Governor Lourdes Leon Guerrero for their review and signature. We received a letter from GICC's authorized agent, Mr. Carlos Camacho, on June 4th, the referencing of a notification regarding Guam EPA's notice of violation concerning the underground storage tank system on site. GICC has retained qualified USTs and environmental compliance specialists to evaluate and recommend any necessary corrective measures. A summary of the actions is provided in the letter. And this concludes my administrative director's report. Thank you.
Thank you. From there, we go to old business, PD Mayor's Office.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. Please let me introduce our new staff and our summer interns. So joining us is our planner, Mr. Tom Torres. And then I'll then introduce himself and his title. Go ahead.
I'm Alvin Banu, the Land Abstractor 1.
Yes. And then we have two summer interns. I'll let them introduce themselves too.
Hello, I'm Isabella Canata.
Hello, my name is Saul.
And they'll be with us throughout the program. So they're learning how we operate the front and also assisting land agents. Thank you.
Smile, you're in
Welcome.
camera. Okay, so now we go to the PD Mayor's Office, old business. Do we have a representative from the Mayor's Office?
Yes, Mr. Chair, Honorable Mayor Jesse Alec is online. Honorable Mayor, go ahead, please.
Today, thank you for entertaining this request. I did send in a request in March, requesting to use a portion of the property in Nimitz Hill that was outlined in my request for a reforestation project that was going to be conducted by the University of Guam. And that request was made because several months before that, we had a big problem with the reef here in Tupungen Bay, and it was caused by several factors. Of course, one of them is erosion and the sedimentation that actually killed the nursery out on the reef. And so, in order to prevent some of that from happening again, there were some partners that came to me to see what we could do to mitigate that. And of course, the river streams that need to get taken care of were taken care of through DPW and EPA. But then, of course, there's a larger environmental impact, and I think that when you take a look at the map that I had attached to my request, there is a portion there that the partners from the University of Guam, CIS, had determined that might be the best place to conduct a reforestation project, similar to what they've done in other parts of the island. So we're not asking for title. We're just asking to create or to conduct the reforestation project on the property.
Do you have a plot plan for where exactly this property is located? I think that was a question that was brought up by Commissioner Respicio in our last meeting.
This is what was provided.
I do not. The map that I attached to my request is all that I have.
So perhaps, Mr. Chairman, we can have our planner
That
get
could be
us a,
identified on
yeah,
GIS.
yeah. Identify this location and
Can we table your inquiry until we do a field study of the area? We need to go out and use our GIS to find out what the coordinates are in that general area.
Sure, I don't have an issue with it. I think the bigger concern is that our partners, which is the University of Guam, they're going out on a grant for this project. And so in order for them to proceed, we're going to need permission from the property owners, which is obviously COTC. So certainly, whatever it is that you could do to determine the actual piece, the actual parcel, and your intention to give us the permission to do that is, I'm open to it, and I'm hoping that you'll consider that favorably.
We're inclined to work with you on this issue. We just need to make sure we know where the boundaries are, because I believe the PD gun,
Understood.
the Japanese gun sites are there in that area. So we don't want to cross over into their jurisdiction, because that's under federal parks.
Yeah. Mr. Chair, may I ask a few questions?
Correct.
Mayor, I'd like to, if I could, so I'm just kind of curious. I know we're looking at reforestation, and being that it's going to be under a grant, is there going to be any requirement as to how long the property is expected to be forested? I just ask because part of our mandate is to issue leases on properties. I'm not sure this is property that we can issue leases on, but in order for us to continue meeting our mandate, we have to kind of know what we're going to do with our properties. So I'm kind of curious as to, what kind of time frame and what kind of requirements that the federal government, I'm assuming it's a federal grant, what kind of requirements and or other issues may come along with that grant and, you know, with us approving for you guys to use this property.
Understood. Clem from the University of Guam is on the call as well. Clem, I'm not sure if you could answer the commissioner's concerns.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I will do my best. Thank you for having us. I'm also here with Fran Castro, Associate Director of the UOG and Grant, and Josh Punya, who is actually the lead for our reforestation site down in Ubud. So we, as like Mayor Alex said, we applied for this grant. It's actually a grant from the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and it's a 2-year grant for now. But the idea behind this project is
Can you start again, please?
Can you hear us?
yes.
To get our,
Now.
okay,
Go ahead.
you're good now.
Okay, hi. So my name is Clementine Stable, Clementine Stable. I work for the University of Guam Center for Wildlife Studies in Sigran. I'm here also with Fran Castro, our Associate Director, and Josh Munya, who is the lead for the Ubud project site that we have. And yes, so we applied for this grant together with Mayor Ali. This is a National Fish and Wildlife Foundation, National Fish and Wildlife grant. And it's over 2 years. And the idea is to reforest this portion of the land because it's critical. It sits above, as you know, the LGA. So it would have a lot of impact on the coral reef for restoration. And so it's a 2-year grant. But the idea is if you allow us to have our project there, is to keep finding sources of federal funding or other grants to be able to continue the project there, the same way we've been doing with our project down in Ubud. But yes, I can also turn the mic to our Associate Director, Fran Castro, if you would like to add something.
Yes, sure. Hello, Chair and members and Mayor Alec. Thank you for the opportunity to talk a little bit about our project. And so the plan is we do watershed restoration with our organization at the University of Guam Center for Island Sustainability and CBRAN. And so if you've heard of our project down in Ugam, watershed, we're just now extending this to other watersheds, which PD is a priority watershed given that there is like the PD bomb holes marine preserve right across the way adjacent to this watershed. And so the plan is to do a lot of restoration by planting like some of the eroded areas up there in the upper watershed in hopes to prevent erosion from entering into, the coastal waters adjacent to that site. So basically, we'll just be doing a lot of planting. We hope to someday to maybe build like an educational trail as well for PD residents. But in terms of like just the area itself, that's just for planting purposes. And then there's also like another component of the project where we do water quality monitoring. So when we do our planting uphill, we also try to do water quality monitoring downhill to make sure that the efforts that we're doing upland are working properly. So I think it's like a great project. We have a great project in Ugam, and the reason why we're doing that there is because there's a Ugam water treatment plant that GWA has there, and of course in Ugam that river supplies a lot of the southern Guam water right to the residents there. So we want to try to do the same thing on the other side of the island in PD, but more like to sort of preserve and protect the PD bomb holes area, make sure that that place is always safe and has good water quality. So.
But I think the question on the floor is, how long does this property need to be held untouched?
I believe Clem said 2 years. Currently, it's a 2-year project. And let us know if there's anything that we need to do on our side, to, you know, like get like the proper boundaries and, the maps. You mentioned GIS maps. Is that available through your agency or your?
Well, we have GIS devices and we have people that are qualified to go out and take GIS readings for nets and bounds. It's not an exact science like surveys, but it's comes close.
Yeah, we can, do you guys do it on your own or did you want us to do that? Cause we can do, we can go and get the GPS coordinates for the boundaries if we know those boundaries.
It would be great if you could work with our planner and that way we can identify the property and make sure that it is in fact CLTC property. Get a little bit more details. That would help your grant writing as well. So I think it would be best if we connect the two.
Yes, we should work hand in hand in this project.
A good starting point.
Okay, do you have like a contact person that we can reach out to so we can maybe meet with them and figure out the next steps?
Yes, you can contact Dexter Tan. He's our program coordinator. And Mayor Allig, you'll help us coordinate together with EOG, correct?
Yes, certainly, and Fran and Clem are on the call as well. They're the two that I'm working with.
Okay, great, wonderful. Okay, I think we're comfortable.
So what?
Okay, so we'll reach out to Dexter, maybe?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
so what's our solution?
Do you mind giving us his contact info?
Fran, I can forward you an email from Dexter, and then we can connect there,
Yes,
and then hopefully answer the commissioner's questions and take it from there.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for having us.
So shall we table the item until, so you're gonna make a motion? Okay, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to table,
the
this,
request from.
the request from the PD mayor until such time our, planner and, their planning team can get together and, bring more information to the commission.
Second the motion.
Motion has been made and second, we go for vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition to the bill, the motion passes. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, under old business, item B, proposed bill to recruit an attorney for CLTC.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On June 3rd, I wrote a letter to Honorable Anthony Atta, Vice Speaker of the 38th Guam Legislature, requesting to hire an unclassified attorney. That was delivered to the office, and the bill that was sent was also proposed prior to your direction at the last meeting. We just took the same bill and sent it in. So we're just waiting a response from the Speaker's office.
Any questions from the commission?
That's the, we'll just advise you when we do get a response, and if not, we'll follow up.
So we should table it.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to table the, recruitment of a CLTC attorney.
I second the motion.
Motion was made and second. We go in for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Is there no opposition to the motion passes. Next, under old business is constituent matters, Angela Wright.
Angelica. Mr. Chairman, this was brought to the board.
Angelica Wright, I'm sorry.
At the last meeting, and she was not present, so I believe she's online, and, Mr. Glenn E.A., is she online, Glenn? Oh, I'm sorry, she's in person, sorry, yeah, come on up.
Please sign it, please.
And state your name.
What's your name?
I'm Charlene Wright, daughter of the Angelica Wright.
Okay.
Please sign it. Good afternoon, Chairman, members of the board. We have here today, this afternoon rather, Charlene Wright, who's requesting to be named successor to Angelica Wright, residential application. Legal references is attached here for your review, and I'd like to move forward to the facts from number 1 to number 5. The original applicant is Angelica Wright, date and time December 2nd, 1995 at 9:14 a.m. Application number is 93, type of application is residential. Daughter is requesting to take over. Date of submission is February 9, 2026. Moving to okay, there we go. To item number 4, chronology. On January 23rd, a lease was prepared for lot 12, block 7, tract 9210, and was not signed by the administrator director. March 18, 2024, death certificate of Angela Wright was submitted. And moving to summary, Charlene Wright has been approved as an eligible beneficiary as under 75A. Ms. Wright has submitted her request to take over Angela Wright's residential application. She would formally like to request the board to approve her as a named successor and take over the residential application December 2nd, 1995 at 9:14 a.m. Number 93. Guidance, Charlotte Wright, approval to be named successor and take over Angela Wright residential application is supported by 21 GCA Chapter 75A. So we have Ms. Charlene Wright here would like to take over her mother's residential application. This is an application stage.
So there's no lease currently?
There's no lease, yeah.
If I may ask, in the chronology, there's a lot identified, so this lot was not leased?
Right, yeah, it was prepared, it was never effectuated.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this isn't a lot we're considering?
No,
Okay,
we're still in an application stage.
got it.
But as we move forward, because it was prepared, we're still gonna have to decline it because we have to offer 3 villages, and this will be the first decline.
Okay.
Unless you still want to keep that, if it's still available, as we move forward to the lease award.
I've never seen her.
Yeah, well, we can show the area once we call you for the lease award, date and time.
So at this point, we're just naming her successor to her Angelica Wright's application?
Correct, yes.
And you guys your recommendation is to proceed?
Yes, she qualifies and recommend to name her as the successor of the application, her mother's application.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve Charlene Wright's request to be named successor to Angelica Wright's residential application.
I second the motion.
A motion has been made and second. We go for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Since there are no opposition, the motion carries. The Charlene L. Wright will be the named successor to her mom, Angelica L. Wright, on her residential application.
for coming in.
Congratulations.
Next constituent matter is Jose Agua Concepcion. The daughter Teresita Concepcion Flores. Is she here?
What are you reading?
I'm sorry.
Wait, sorry.
We're gonna go.
Mr. Chair, you have to proceed now to new business.
We're gonna go to new business. I skipped. I'm ahead.
Next on the agenda is new business. First person under constituent matters is Jose Agun Concepcion. Do we have a representative?
According to our staff this morning, the individual relayed that he may or she may not be able to attend, but as of today, I haven't seen him here. I think we should just go ahead and proceed with the request. The information's all here. Or if you'd like to table it.
This case is the same as the one we just dealt with, right? It's just eligible beneficiary.
It's just naming a
Yeah.
successor.
This is name and successor and to take over her father's agriculture lease. So this
Oh,
is-
okay.
Yeah.
Current lease, okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So this is, are we gonna proceed with this or? Go ahead. Okay, so we have, this is the case of Jose Agua Concepcion, who has an agriculture lease. Daughter Teresita Concepcion Flores is requesting to be deemed as an eligible beneficiary under 21 GCA Chapter 75A, verification of eligible beneficiaries. And she's also requesting to be a named successor and take over her father Jose Agua Concepcion agriculture lease.
Does this last remaining child, does that mean that all other siblings have passed away?
According to her statement that she's the only one, yes. Mhm.
Submitted an
An
affidavit.
affidavit. So, moving forward, the lot description identified where the lease is located is lot 4, block 2, tract 1021. And, moving straight to the summary, Teresita Concepcion Flores has submitted all her documents supporting that she is a granddaughter of Mr. Manuel Cruz Concepcion, whose land, lot 63 in PD, was acquired by the United States of America. As the last remaining child of Mr. Concepcion, as stated on Ms. Teresita's affidavit, she would like the approval of the board to be deemed as a named successor to her father's application and lease. Suggesting action, the approval of Teresita Concepcion Flores as eligible beneficiary is supported by Guam Code Annotated, Title 21, Chapter 75A, subsection 75A 102, 1. The approval of Teresita Concepcion Flores is as a named successor and take over Jesus Concepcion Flores agricultural lease is supported by 21 GCA Chapter 75. I just want to note that also the lease that it also show that that it shall not be over 1 acre, but I like to recommend that it be reduced to a half acre at this time, being that there's no activity.
Okay, that was actually gonna be one of my questions is, I mean, being that we have a lease, are they in compliance?
No, they're not
No.
at this time.
Glenn, it says agriculture lease is Jose Agun Concepcion,
Yeah.
but then it says, the summary that she's a granddaughter of Mr. Manuel Cruz Concepcion.
So what it is that that was the taking, so we had to prove
That there was a taking?
there was a taking for her eligibility. Mhm.
The descendant.
It's a descendant, yeah.
Is she aware that we're recommending to reduce the size of her property?
We haven't had that discussion, I believe not yet with our land agent, but that being said, you know, because the law right now, the cloud lease and everything, you know, what it is that if you're not compliant with your lease terms agreement,
Right.
and that you're taking over the lease, yeah, there's a possibility of reduction of acreage, being that you're not in compliance.
Okay.
But isn't there also, I'm sorry, isn't there also a timeline involved where we give the constituent to become compliant?
Not in succession. If the individual is still alive and wants to continue the lease, either be 1 acre or 5 acre, and they're in compliance or non-compliant, to give them an opportunity to get, we do a notice to remediate, by giving them 1 year to be in compliance with their lease term agreement.
Any other discussion on the matter?
So are they, so agricultural lease, right, are they currently,
I
is there a
see-
structure built on the property?
see-
Are they,
yeah, I
are they
see
living there?
that there's a structure there. In our area that I went through and viewed, the 1 acre, only like 1/4 of the property itself is cleared with probably with a building,
Okay,
some sort of building in it. The 3/4 property remaining is all heavy vegetation.
So there's no real agricultural improvements being done on the property?
Based on the ArcGIS that I view, it's not. But again, being that again, it's by succession, we can reduce it to a 1/2 acre if they're not compliant.
so if we did do this, when would we go out again to look and see when, you know, to check if she's compliant? 'Cause
So what we're gonna do is when this is done, the board approves the 1/2 acre, we give them 1 year. We're gonna do a site inspection, giving them 1 year to be in compliance with whatever lease terms, you know, is is mandated on the lease, either if it's agriculture or residential. Supposing if it's residential, they have 1 year to build and occupy. If it's an agriculture, they have 1 year to cultivate.
Okay, so when we do this, we'd be telling her, you're approved to be the successor, but now you have 365 days to
To
come into
meet these
compliance.
conditions, right? We're gonna give the lessee.
You're missing one part.
Bullet points.
We agree that she will be the successor, but instead of an acre, she was gonna be
Right,
limited to 1/2 acre, and she
Right.
has 1 year to
In compliance.
Right.
come into compliance. That would be the motion.
right.
Any other question?
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve approve Teresita Concepcion Flores as an eligible beneficiary and also as the named successor to take over the lease of Jose Concepcion Flores agricultural application and lease. And also to reduce the size of the property to 1/2 acre from an acre.
I second the motion.
I'm sorry, the name is Jose Uggan Conception?
Oh, I was reading off this,
Sorry, I think the Flores is the
that's hers, right? It was just a typo in the,
The report.
lease is Jose Uggan Conception?
The lessee at this time is Jose. The one that's gonna take over is Teresita Concepcion Flores.
yeah, I was reading off this portion here, it said Jose Concepcion Flores. Okay, do you want me to restate my motion?
Yes, please,
Okay, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to
clarify.
approve Teresita Concepcion Flores as an eligible beneficiary and to approve the request to be named successor to take over the lease of her father, Jose Uggan Concepcion, and to reduce the lot size from an acre down to 1/2 acre.
I second the motion.
Motion has been made and second, we go in for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition, the motion passes.
Next constituent matter is Vicente B. Baza. The representative. Can you please state your name, please? So this afternoon, this constituent matter is regard to Mr. Vicente B. Baza, who is a residential applicant. And the matter is to approve Marie Lynn Manabusan Baza as a eligible beneficiary pursuant to 21 GCA, and also to approve Marie Lynn Manabusan Baza as a named successor to the residential application previously held by the late Vicente B. Baza. So this is an application stage.
Okay.
Moving forward to chronology, March 29, 2022, death certificate of applicant submitted. Date of death was 12/14/2021. May 13/22, request to change the application type from residential to agriculture, and change the successor was approved by Administrative Director Camacho. November 20, 2026, the board approved a reversion of changes that were made at the application stage that were contrary to the law. Mr. Baza's application will revert to residential. February 18, 2026, affidavit to be named successor by Marie Lynn Baza was received. Moving to summary, Mr. Baza submitted a request to change the application type and to designate his successor as Marie Lynn M. Baza. However, the request was not approved until May 13, 2022. Mr. Baza passed away in December 2021. To make things legal moving forward, Ms. Baza is requesting approval as eligible beneficiary of CHamoru Land Trust Commission and as the named successor to her father's application. Guidance pursuant to to the provision of 21 GCA Chapter 75, the Commission shall select from the relative to name as successor to no successors was named by the applicant, limited to those who qualified by CHamoru Land Trust Commission properties. Ms. Marie Lynn Manabusan Baza shall be deemed an eligible beneficiary of CHamoru Land Trust pursuant to 21 GCA.
Mr. Chairman, can we have the land agents make a correction under chronology? On item number 3, it says November 20, 2026. I think that's a typo again.
It hasn't occurred.
No,
Right.
The board on November 20, 2025, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Question?
Correcting the minutes before we go.
Okay. We're 2 months ahead.
Now, who was the named successor?
She was.
She's a named successor.
So why is she asking to be the successor?
It wasn't approved.
Oh,
She passed away before it was approved.
Okay.
And also after January 1st, 2021, until less recently last year, an applicant would not be able to name a successor. So if they named a successor prior to last year, the law passing last year, then there is no named successor. Or there's, yeah. But the next of kin, which is the widow, she did submit, if you look at the chronology, she did submit her relinquishment,
Yeah.
her
Okay.
claim to successorship. So,
and she relinquished to,
To daughter.
it's in the file, the paper is in the file.
any other discussions on this matter? Ms. McPeace?
No question.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve Marie Lynn Manabusan Baza's request to be recognized as eligible beneficiary and also to be named as a successor to the residential application of the late Vicente B. Baza.
So we have a motion on the table. Can I get a second, please?
A second.
Motion has been made and second. We go in for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, nays. Is there no opposition? The motion passes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Like that.
No, you can't. Next constituent matter and new business is Mr. Ryan Munoz. Present?
Are we skipping?
Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. I'm sorry, one more, please. I'm sorry, apologize. Virginia T. Tanatongo. Okay.
Jared Gonzalez, Baron.
Please stand
Virginia
in
son.
and then state your name.
Jared Gonzalez, Baron. Son of Virginia Sanderson.
Stand in, please.
So today, this constituent matter rather, is Virginia T. Tanatongo, who has an agriculture lease. The matter is to approve J.R. Gonzalez Fejeran as eligible beneficiary of CHamoru Land Trust Commission pursuant to 21 GCA Chapter 75A, and also to name Mr. Gonzalo Fejeran as the successor to the agricultural lease previously held by the late Virginia T. Tanatongo, which is your mother, right? Yeah. Moving forward to chronology, May 8, 2025, Velma Manley was named successor by the commission during board meeting. This was just last year. And May 7, 2026, Velma Manley submitted a notarized affidavit relinquishing her successor claim, requesting consent and support for her brother J.R. Gonzalo T. Fejeran to be named successor and take over Virginia T. Tanatongo's lease. So last year, the board voted to name Velma Manley as successor due to health reasons. Right today, she no longer wants to proceed as a successor and requesting that her brother take over the successorship for the lease and application. In summary, the CHamoru Land Trust Commission is requested to approve J.R. Gonzalo Fejeran as an eligible beneficiary of CHamoru Land Trust Commission and the successor to agricultural lease award formerly held by late Virginia T. Tanatongo. This action follows as a May 6, 2026 request previously successor claimed Velma Manley to transfer the lease to her brother J.R. Gonzalo Fejeran following verified occupancy and status of the property. Guidance. Pursuant to the 21 provisions of pursuant to the provision of 21 GCA Chapter 75A, the commission shall select from relatives to name a successor if there's no successor was named by the applicant, limited to those who were qualified to be lessees of CHamoru Land Trust properties. J.R. Gonzalo Fejeran shall be deemed eligible beneficiary of CHamoru Land Trust pursuant to provisions of 21 GCA Chapter 75A, for the commission transfer Virginia T. Tanatongo's agriculture lease. So before we transfer the lease to Mr. J.R. Fejeran, they would have to deem him eligible first before we transfer the lease.
And does he meet that according to the?
Yes, he meets the requirements.
Is the property in compliance?
Right now, when I visited like 5 years ago, it was very much in compliance, and Mara came,
Right.
and then being that, there's some destruction to the building structure and stuff like that, they're maintaining the yard and cleaning up, and I believe, are you trying to go for any program for 6 and 6 or something? Yeah?
Oh,
He's
okay.
going for the 6 and 6 program right now.
Okay,
So that would be, that would lead him to compliance.
okay.
I have a question, Mr. Chairman. Is there anybody occupying the house at this moment?
Yes, myself and my daughter.
Okay, thank you.
Does the board have any other questions on this matter?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve J.R. Gonzalo Fejeran as an eligible beneficiary and also to name him successor to the agricultural lease previously held by the late Virginia T. Tanatongo.
I second the motion.
A motion has been made and second. We can now go into a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition, the motion passes.
For reference, I believe you guys have a copy of the
Right.
contractor.
Congratulations.
Thank you too.
Okay, next, we have Mr. Back to this time, Mr. Ryan Winya.
Yes, just wait for me.
Afternoon, board here. My name is Richard Munya, representing my son Ryan Munya.
Mr. Munya, good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, for the board's information, Richard Munia is the POA for his son Ryan Munia.
Okay. Okay. Moving forward, Mr. Ryan Munya, residential lessee. Matter is approve Ryan Munya as eligible beneficiary of CHamoru Land Trust Commission pursuant to provision 21 GCA, chapter 75A, subsection 75A 101.2, 1E, 2B. Also to approve a lease
Thank you.
award pursuant to the provision of 21 GCA, chapter 75A, subsection 75A 126, this is a clouded lease. Moving forward to the chronology, January 30, 2015, residential lease for lot 120 R22, parcel 69, 1,933 square meters was issued out. And on June 5th, 2026, Mr. Richard Munya submitted an affidavit to Occupied Farm branch for Ryan Munya, who's seeking verification of eligibility. I also want to go back to facts, if you will, on item number 3. The original applicant is Richard Concepcion Munya, who's sitting in front. Application date is December 12, 1995 at 10:40 a.m. Type of application is residential. Takeover applicant date of submission was February 19, 2012, which was the son Ryan took over the application. And lot description is lot 15, block 15, tract 11405, dead at all. And if you go to number 18, this was part of the Northern Way. Original Way was Northern Way, it was a transfer of application right while applicants still alive. So we have this clouded lease now that whatever leases was done illegal, contrary to the law, we're able to fix that, today, so why we call him today, so that he can qualify and proceed with the lease. But renew his lease rather, because he had a lease and it was Northern Way. So, yeah, okay. So moving to summary, Mr. Munya seeks approval as a eligible beneficiary to CHamoru Land Trust Commission, beneficiary for a residential lease based on transfer and from the original applicant, Mr. Richard C. Munya, and affidavit regarding a central land use following a 2012 transfer and a 2015 lease award. The lease was deemed null and void in 2018, prompting the submission of eligibility documents 2026 to correct the action pursuant to the provision of 21 GCA chapter 75A, subsection 75A 126. Guidance. Pursuant to 21 GCA chapter 75A 101.2, beneficiary eligibility requires either official proof of ownership or detailed affidavit established 1 year of occupancy, farming, ranching, and a land acquired by the U.S. government between 1898 and 1968, with exceptions for World War II period. Applicant must sign a sworn statement under penalty of perjury detailing the following known facts. Location, parcel numbers, address, legal description of land, names, who live or farm or ranch on the land, duration, how long the land was continuously occupied, ownership, the actual legal owner and relationship to them, including rent paid, activity, whether it was residential or agriculture details, type of crops grown or animals raised, improvement, any changes or structures built on the land. So attached with, on the staff report is the affidavit for eligibility that Mr. Ryan Nunez submitted for his son, Mr. Richards submitted for his son Ryan.
How big is the area?
I believe this is a half acre lot.
And is this residential or agricultural?
Residential.
Residential.
Submitted for residential.
Yes, residential.
Limos, militar, no? Limos?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one we've been bringing up and trying to figure out. There's a lot of confusion from the beginning to the end, from 2017 to this. This is my second time coming to the board. The first one was to correct block or lot, whatever, which was approved. And when we're going to proceed, we have an issue that the property tax and CHamoru Land Commission, they had a mix-up of one digit was off. So we tried to correct it, but it seems that when I came back, they told me I had to resubmit a family tree again to qualify, which the actual application that qualified, but when the lease was provided and signed by the former governor and the director and the people, the staff before you guys, it's just that when they say it was void and null, you know, that kind of like confused me because the new law took place in 25, so back then, you just gotta be a family, for the application, but when the new law came out, it just make it harder again to resubmit because it's a longevity issue, because he's in the armed forces. He joined in 2015, 17, I'm the one who did it, the governor signed it, everything was given, all the landscaping fee was paid in full, everything was good until the lot or block number had an issue, and then I was trying to mediate the two, but nobody wants to butt head with the other one, so I don't know what happened. That's why I was seeking the chair or the senator for CHamoru Land Trust to assist with me, which you were present. And I'm hoping we can have a conclusion, or what he said, you know, our senator said that we have a resolution. So I'm hoping that that's what I'm getting through you guys. Oh, sorry, yeah, Chair, I forgot to mention, and the other issue was brought up that because he's in the armed forces, that the requirement of the new law says you have to be, you know, 1 year or 2 years to be in compliance, which, you know, he's active service and he's been in there 10 years, and he's retired as we speak. He told me he's retiring, and he's an officer in the Army, and he doesn't want to give up his career. But he loves to keep in the land, and as a veteran, war veteran, that wanted to bring my family here and live here. I'm hoping that people of Guam or staff and governor will support veterans, you know, to move on in life. I got health issue. I just came back from Hawaii last night. I'm jet lagged, and you know, I'm just emotional right now because I'm so tired. So it's been a long thing, and I'm tired of this. I got cancer. I don't want to die without resolveness. I want my son to get that. I fought for many, many years, and I don't want to have zero results. Just to let you know, I'll be leaving to Hawaii in July again. For further, and my surgery begins September 2nd, so live or die, I hope I can get some answers.
So Glenn, based on your research, are all of the actions that are being requested here within the law?
So what had happened, we had our staff conduct the research if any land takings, you know, and what had happened was, the result, there was, based on information given, they found that there was no land taking. So the next step was that they asked Mr. Munoz to submit an affidavit, so that he may qualify as well. Basically, because in that affidavit, you don't have to be the landowner.
So he qualifies. His affidavit's right here.
I just connected that something, back in the 1920s, census was done by the military, recorded at UNG and Morrisville. I had records, I qualified then, but when the new law came about land taking, I go District Court of Guam, because that's where they're getting their resources from. I asked the lady there, how far back are you guys recorded for land to be taken? She told me 1940. So I'm trying to picture from 1920 to 1940. There's no record showing what was the process. I cannot speak for my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my father. They're all deceased. So I'm just asking, what other resources can we use besides the district court? If the census from the military back in 1920, which recorded my grandfather was a former Nagat, I mean, that's proof enough for me, to qualify me, because they just want to know that you're a descendant of Guam, which was proven. That's how the lease was given, but now they're saying it's void and null. That I'm trying to think, why would they take that away after our governor signed it and approved it and deed was given and it was notarized? I'm trying to get a hold, as we speak, the Attorney General's office. I want answers to see, is it by law, they have the right to revoke a governor's signature, approval, and a director, and whoever was there was, our governor was appointed to the old administration, everything was intact, everything was aligned. He signed it, it was given, but now, because all this new, you can't give it to your kids, the old board, director, before the board got involved, the old office, administrative office, the one that walked me through, recommended and all that, that's why I followed all the process through the old administration. So I followed the procedures, ever since back in 1995, I waited to 2012, finally got it, gave it to my son, because I bought a land. I'm not gonna stay and be homeless. I worked, I sweat, I bought a home, I got land, so I want to pass it to my child. Now that I'm having issues since 1912.
Excuse me,
So,
Mr. Munoz.
oh, I'm sorry, not 1912, 2012, I apologize.
Excuse me a minute. The guidance here says that applicant must sign a sworn statement under penalty of perjury, correct?
Correct.
And that's this?
That's the affidavit.
So he qualifies.
That's for you to determine, the board, not for me to determine.
No, that's for us to either approve or disapprove.
The law says it's the commission shall
But
determine.
we're gonna make our
Not-
decision
not
based
for-
on what we receive.
Mr.
Right.
Chair, in terms of successor, qualifications, I'm sorry. In terms of qualifications, I think it's safe to say that, Richard Munia and his son Ryan qualify. I think that that's just the first step.
Right.
Although the application information is insufficient, I do believe that, in my own research, from information provided, we could find a correlation between his brother, Edward Munia,
Yes.
and niece, Serena,
I forgot her last name now.
give me her name.
Sanchez,
Okay,
Sanchez.
Sanchez, correct.
So what you're telling
I
me
think
is it's
it's-
fixable.
I think it's safe to accept, although this affidavit, for me, the information is insufficient, but
I don't
when I
like
did, but when I did my research, I'm comfortable in, qualifying them. That part I could, now the problem that, I see under facts, the application date and time is December 12th, 10:04 a.m. That's another issue, but let's cross one bridge at a time.
The county law, I fixed that one there, so,
Okay.
also,
Just to clear it up, because I guess Mr. Muna is kind of confused on the eligibility under 75A and then the null and void. The null and void happened before this law, the new law came out for additional eligibility. This lease was deemed null and void only because of the legal action that was done. And that was the opinion of the Attorney General. Now, it's not Mr. Muna's fault, you know, what happened back then, but moving forward to correct this, that's why it's added here, is to approve this lease for the property that he originally has, but his original lease is null and void. Now let's move forward with a new lease that's, you know, it's good to go.
So if this had happened, if the action he took had happened after the law was passed, it would have been fine. Am I?
No, because we can't, still today, we can't transfer application rights while applicant's still alive. It's only by death.
No, but on everything right now on the table, he can qualify.
I believe
Everything on the
so.
table on his affidavit is for the commission to decide if he qualifies.
Yes.
I apologize that it's mostly blank because I don't know where to get that parcel number, lot number. This is 1920 you're asking me, and I have no record. District is the only one that knows all the record, only up to 1940, the beginning date of that recorded. So I think before that, I'm just boggled that how can we provide information to the board? That's why it looks kind of ridiculous when we submit it, but I'm just being on it.
Any other questions?
Not from me. Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve Ryan Munoz as an eligible beneficiary and to approve the lease award pursuant to 21 GCA Chapter 75A, subsection 75A126.
I second the motion.
I have a motion on the table and second. We've had discussion on the matter, so we go in for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nays. Is there no opposition? The motion is approved. Congratulations, Mr. Munoz.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now you can get well.
Mr. Chair, I'm
Get
sorry.
six and rest.
Mr. Chair, before we move on to the next item, I think Jessica brought up a good point, which we approved his eligibility, but now we have to address the lease, which is now, we're now able to,
Yes,
he did,
motion
okay,
to
sorry about
approve
that.
it, yeah.
Okay, thank you, just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next constituent matter
One step.
is Winifreda Beja, our secretary Tenorio, present. Good afternoon.
Please sign in and state your name.
My name is Winifreda Arcega Fea Tenorio, or Fea Arcega Tenorio.
This afternoon, we have, the matter is, well, we have Winifreda Beja Arcega Tenorio, who is a residential applicant. You'll be passed also photos of the structure, building she's was occupying right after the Mawar, and she's trying to get back there through a Fix and Six program as well. So moving forward with the staff report, the applicant is requesting a residential lease pursuant to 21 GCA, which governs leases for eligible occupants who have continuously resided on CLTC property before July 12, 1995 for lot 4-3, block 8, tract 15213 Manila, containing 1,963 square meters, and also to authorize to initiate survey for lot 4-3, block 8, tract 15213 Manila, containing an area of 1,963 square meters. So we have Ms. Wilfreda here, who is a pre-occupier way before Moreland Trust existed, and who has continuously occupied the said residence, and she's, but with the new law that just mentioned, moves her to adopt the line and proceed with a lease today. And going to the facts, original applicant, Winifreda Arcega Tenorio, date and time is May 18, 1998 at 2:02 p.m., which I just mentioned earlier. The law allows her to adopt the line as a preoccupier, and her application is $4,699. Application type is residential. Lot descriptions, lot 4-3, block 8, tract 153 to 13 Manila. Chronology, June 29, 2000, letter from CLTC Director Borja clarifying that the Peo family has been occupying lot 402 Manila for 40 years. So it's been there, the family's been there for the longest time. January 30, 2026, verification of eligibility was issued to Ms. Tenorio, signed by Director Cruz, so she does qualify. And moving to summary, Ms. Tenorio established a permanent resident on the permitted property on June 30, 1994, maintaining continuous occupancy and land stewardship for nearly 30 years. In May 2023, Typhoon Mawar caused severe structural damage, forcing her into a temporary involuntary displacement. She retains a clear intent to return to reoccupy the property as her primary dwelling once safe living conditions are restored. Guidance, Ms. Tenorio is fully qualified for lease under 21 DCA with the grant of statutory authority to preoccupiers. Her qualification is firmly established by two factors. One, general use. Her family historically farmed the property as an LUP, and two, continuous residency. Ms. Tenorio has personally resided since June 30, 1994. Yeah, so she's here again to get requesting to get a lease where she's occupying, and with that and being said, if she's awarded a lease, she's going to go straight down and apply for a fix and six. So she wants to get her house restored. Yes. And her deadline is July 31st, the application date.
Ms. Tenorio, I know some people that have small land trust property and they got assistance after Mamor. I know I was reading that you were displaced. So by any chance, with all these benefits that were being offered, did you take advantage of anything on your property?
Actually. For FEMA, for SBA it was a little bit more difficult, but there was some funds, I guess, from FEMA, but not enough to fix my roof. So I went out on my own to get estimates just so I can have an idea what it's gonna cost me. And mind you, my purpose was just to get my roof done. But at that time with Mawar and the supply and demand, I mean, I was getting, and this is not even a cement roof, it was more like a, butler tin and so on, it's just to cover my house. And I was getting estimates from anywhere from $79,000 to $103,000 from the contractors. And one of my complaints was, oh my God, I'm only asking for a structure to cover my roof, a ceiling, and they were like, oh, and I said, well, $103,000, I might as well buy a condo or buy a cement house. And one contractor said, oh, more expensive. So, and one contractor even advised me that he was gonna get materials from China, so materials would be cheaper, and I just said, no, that's okay. So yes, I did try, but it's kind of difficult, and like I said, the funds that FEMA gave me, they were just not sufficient enough to do that. So I've been displaced since Mawar, and I was fortunate that they had, I guess the military, I can't remember the term where they came.
To fix a roof. There was a program where they just came out to fix roofs.
Correct, and there was a lot of people, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna end up waiting months, but because my husband at the time was handicapped, and he saw the placard, that was what boosted me up. But so, you know, I thought, oh, I'm gonna get a roof, I can move back into my house. But for them, it was no fascia, no ceiling, just the roof basically to cover my items. And the one gentleman said, I don't think he was from here, but he said, well, at least maybe now you can move back into your house. And I said, you don't know where we live. I live in Pocket. We got a lot of snakes. And I said, and I am not gonna wake up in the middle of the night because there's a snake hanging on my back. So that didn't work out. So yes, I've been trying to get it on my own, but you know, my husband just passed away in 2024, and I recently retired because of his illness, so there is no way I'm gonna be able to do this. So when Fix and Six came in, I was grateful, and thanks to Jessica, she really helped me through this process, so that's why I'm here now.
That's why I acknowledge my staff in my opening remarks, because they try to help as best they can.
Yes, absolutely.
And Fix and Six is Marwar, was
Yes.
initiated by Marwar, so it's still working. But you have to get in there, you gotta get your foot in there so you can get approved for their
I
loan.
actually already got a user ID, password, and started submitting my documents.
Mhm.
So, but, you know, with the deadline of July 31st, and Jessica did say I had that eligibility that I could use, but what could be more substantial than having a lease to say, okay, I was eligible, but now I have a lease. So that is my plan. Like I said, I've lived there. It's kind of hard to just give it up, you know? You can see the dwelling, we improved it, we lived there, we took care of it. So, you know, I've heard people say, oh, never mind, just give it up and move to the States with your son who lives there. And they said, if you've been in my shoes and you've lived in a place for as long as I've lived, you can't just give it up. You can't just say, I'm done, I don't want to do this. And like I said, my family's lived there, from my grandfather to my great-grandfather to my mom, and to, you know, it's hard to say, I'm just gonna give it up. And we came here to live here, to, like my mom says, to live and die here. And I really don't wanna move back to the States. This is where I wanna, and I tell this to my kids all the time, this is where I wanna live and this is where I wanna be buried. And in fact, my son had said, somebody said, hey, now that your father's gone, do you think your mom is gonna wanna come and live out here? And my son said, not unless she's gonna bring my dad, because this is where he is. So that's why I'm here now. And absolutely, your staff has been great. Jessica especially, she's been so diligent in answering my questions, answering my emails, even when they come unexpectedly without letting her know I'm coming. So I am very grateful to her, because she has been my driving force right now.
So what is the problem right now?
Actually, there's,
Survey?
actually, you know, it's part of the Fix and
Fix and
Six, I
Six will
believe they
pay for
provide
that.
survey too.
That
So
could
do
be
you just
built
need us
into
to
the
just approve
program.
the lease?
Yeah,
Fix and Six.
approve the lease.
Yeah.
And we already have a scheme, they schemed out the area for her and her
She
family.
has a
already.
valid lease.
We're gonna give her a valid lease.
I think
Okay.
that everything is working for you, being that the law had been passed to allow us to issue a lease to LUP.
Correct,
Yeah.
based on their occupancy.
And there is a letter from Mr. Borja, when she began, when she occupied the property.
Stating that the family's been there since
And then
over
her
40
family.
years.
I think in fact she's indeed, meets the definition of LUP.
Any questions from the board?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to motion to approve a lease for Winifreda Arcega Tenorio.
Motion has been made. Can I get a second?
I second the motion.
Motion has been made and second. If there's no additional discussions, we go in for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. There's no opposition to the motion. The motion passes. Congratulations.
Hey.
Can I like scream now?
Yeah.
But you have to jump into that Fix and
Oh,
Six,
yes,
because it's gonna terminate soon.
Yes, that's why I was.
You need to get your foot in the door there. They have a lot of money.
Oh, I know.
We did tell our advisor yesterday to just submit her eligibility letter, and later on, they can always ask for the concurrence letter from us.
Well, now we can work on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thankfully to the board who approved, the request.
Yes.
It's funny because I didn't know about fix and six. I was like oblivious. I think I was more concerned about how am I gonna get back into my house? And some friends of mine were sending me the link. And then I thought, and I actually went to one of the seminars.
Gura reached out to us late last year, right?
Yeah.
And they were pleading with us, we need people so we can use these funds that we got from the federal government.
I went to the seminar just to listen, and then I was kind of glad I did, and I had so many questions, and, you know, I generally don't like to speak in public, but I think that was the day that I was like, oh my God, I gotta ask all these questions.
You're not
So I
doing a
was
bad
very
job
excited.
here, you're speaking quite
I
well.
have a purpose, and, you know, like I said, I had a lot of support from Jessica, so I so appreciate her. She needs to stay in CLTC until I either
Just
build
tell
my
her-
house or not retire yet.
Tell her kudos.
Yeah, and then of course, you know, her supervisor, he was here to talk to us and to talk to me, so it's like I said, sometimes I just come unexpectedly just to ask a question, and they've always been available, so kudos to them. It's been
Thank you.
Thank you, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
We'll be
Oh
in
my
touch.
gosh. Thanks, Jessica.
Have a good day.
Sorry, I brought my granddaughter just so that you see. I don't understand anything you guys are saying, and they're probably bored as hell, but I wanted them to see like a government agency in action. You know, this is what happens. My mother used to take me all the time, and I never paid attention, but now that I'm an adult, I'm so glad I paid attention.
Once they can enjoy your house when it's repaired,
Oh,
then you can remind them why they were here.
Thank you so much.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, our last constituent matter is Charlene Evangelista, agriculture lessee. I don't think she's present. If you want to continue with the, my staff report, if I may, or I don't see any problem with this one here.
Did we contact the constituent to
Yes.
attend?
Yes.
So she knows about the meeting
I
today?
even sent her the link.
Okay.
She's not online.
But I know she's attending college right now, so I'm not sure if I don't know if she was here earlier or not.
No, she wasn't.
Okay.
You wanna go and do the report? I don't
Do you
know,
want
Mr.
to
Chair, are we
proceed?
gonna hear this, or you wanna table it?
You guys have to make the motion.
So, let's go with the report and then.
Okay, proceed with the report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so today, the last constituent matter is Charlene Evangelista, agricultural lessee. Matters approve a lease award for lot 7, block 2, tract 1126, Dededo, containing an area of 1,853 square meters, subject to survey as shown in scheme number M05020, pursuant to the provision of 21 GCA Chapter 75A, subsection 75A 126. Facts: original applicant Norma Evangelista, date and time was December 4, 1995, at 4:29 p.m. Application number is 1124, and took over applicants, and application date of submission was April 5th, 2017. This case is part of the null and void. Moving forward to summary, Charlene A. Evangelista is seeking to approve an agricultural lease awarding, not lease award regarding a lot 7, block 2, tract 10, 126, Dededo, following a previous determination that the 2017 lease was null and void based on a 2018 Attorney General opinion pursuant to 21 GCA Chapter 75A, subsection 75A 126. The current action follows a verification of eligibility process completed on December 30, 2025, aiming to rectify a prior invalidation. The case involved 2017 transfer of application rights from original applicant, Norma S. Evangelista, and concerns a property that currently lacks a survey map and recorded lease. Guidance. Pursuant to provision 21 GCA, chapter 75A, if the commission formally determines that the lease was issued improperly, contrary to the rules, the lessee is failing to comply with the lease, the law regulations, the law provides that the commission may take action. Commission shall issue an official notice to remediate, identifying the specific violations. If the lessee comes to compliance, a new lease may be awarded for the remainder of the lease term.
So this, she was a part of the 102 leases that were null and void because of the illegal action, switching of application or giving application rights while the applicant is still alive.
Okay.
However, when Ms. Evangelista was given the lease, when it was transferred, the application rights was transferred to her, CLTC awarded her a lease for this property. But then later in 2018, it became null and void. So now Ms. Evangelista has, she wants to try and move forward with her lease agreement. And in order to do that, she has to be given a notice to remediate, given 1 year to come into compliance with her lease terms. She did qualify in December of last year. We did the verification of eligibility. So she is deemed an eligible beneficiary.
This is just shy of a half acre. Is there, is there planting?
That's happy. That's
Is
about.
Are there crops on the property? Because it's an agricultural lease.
So when she was deemed null and void, they weren't able to survey or she wasn't able to do anything.
No
on the
action was
property.
taken because it was null and void.
So they haven't done anything?
That's not, as of today.
Wow. they've had
So
it
is
for a
this
long time.
property still
Available?
Yes, yeah. Mhm.
We verified it. It's still under Ms. Evangelista.
So this case is very similar to Ryan Munoz?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, very similar case.
It's
So-
just she didn't survey.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we approve the lease, then they'll have to proceed with the survey and,
Start
We're gonna give them a notice to remediate, to involve survey, yes, and everything else that goes along with the lease agreement.
so everything's in line with, I guess, with the law and it's, okay,
We're comfortable, we can proceed with the lease.
right, okay.
It's just, yeah, she was a part of the 102, just
Okay.
like Mr. Munoz.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the lease to Charlene A. Evangelista for Lot 7, Block 2, Tract 10126 Dededo.
I second the motion.
You didn't wait for me. Okay, motion was made and second. If there's no further discussions, we go in for a vote.
Go ahead, finish the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, there's no opposition, the motion passes.
I just wanted to say if you can include into your motion, subject to survey. Right? Or we're just waiting for the notice to
The
remediate?
notice to remediate would include
Okay.
survey.
Okay.
But that will be part of the remediation.
Yes,
okay,
yeah.
So we don't have to include it, because that's part of the mandate.
Right. Okay.
Include our constituent matters.
Now we're in section B of new business. Approval of May 23rd, 2026 public hearing minutes and determination of need of exceptional term contract for track 100C Block 6, Lot 1 and 3.
Mr. Chairman, because Dexter took the lead on this, being that it's commercial, I'm gonna have him present.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, and good afternoon, Commissioners. Included in your packet is a copy of the public hearing minutes that was conducted we had on May 23, 2026 at the Dedido Senior Center for the designation of track 100C, Block 6, lots 1 and 3, located in the municipality of Dedido for commercial use. From that public hearing, we did not have any oral testimony. We only received one written testimony, and then we informed the public that if anybody was to submit testimony after the public hearing, they can do so through the CLTC email address. So up to yesterday or today, we haven't received anything. So today I'm presenting to the board to approve the minutes of the public hearing and the determination of need to declare the lots, and a copy of a draft resolution which was sent to legal counsel for his review, was also confirmed by the legal counsel, and he said it's okay, he's approved to proceed.
Does the board have any questions?
So Dexter, just to confirm, you want us to approve the minutes?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then also
The
the
determination.
designation?
Yes, the determination for the designation, and then after it's all approved, then a copy of the draft resolution for the board to direct the administrative director to have the board process it and send it to the oversight chair, which is the vice speaker, for a resolution or legislative action.
Dexter, at the point that we're asking the board to address the resolution, will you read that for the record? At the time that we're ready to address it?
Yes, ma'am.
So for now, we just need to approve the minutes, right?
Minutes and determination, and a copy of those are all in the packet that was submitted to the commissioners.
Mr. Chairman, I motion to approve the public minutes from the meeting at the Dedido Municipality on May 23rd. And I also motion for the commissioners to sign the designation of track 100C, Block 6, lots 1 and 3, Municipality of Dedido. And thirdly, after approving for our director, Ms. Angie Camacho, to move forward with processing what we've agreed upon.
Motion has been made. Can I get a second, please?
I'll second the motion.
Motion has been made and second. Are there any further discussions on this? If not, we go in for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say nay. No opposition to the motion passes.
Can we go ahead and read for the record, though, the resolution?
Sure, this is the draft resolution.
Yes.
Says CHamoru Land Trust Commission Resolution number 2026-005, designation of track 100C, Block 6, lots 1 and 3, Municipality of Dedido. Whereas the CHamoru Land Trust Commission, CLTC, in accordance with the subsection 75-122B1, Chapter 75A, Title 21, Guam Code annotated, is authorized to designate and declare certain lands for commercial leasing or licensing to the general public. Whereas the CLTC Board of Commissioners, at their March 19, 2026 regularly scheduled board meeting, passed a motion to approve the designation of tract 100C, Block 6, lots 1 and 3, Municipality of Dedido, containing an area of not more than 2 acres for commercial use. Whereas on May 15, 2026 and May 21, 2026, CLTC published in the Pacific Daily News public notification of a public hearing on May 23, 2026. Whereas on May 23, 2026, CLTC held a public hearing on the designated property for commercial use of the Dededo Senior Center. And whereas the CLTC Board of Commissioners at their June 25, 2026 regular board meeting passed a motion to approve the declaration of Tract 100C, Block 6, Lots 1 and 3, Municipality of Dededo, containing an area of no more than 2 acres for commercial use. Now therefore be it resolved, the Chairman of CHamoru Land Trust Number 1, the CHamoru Land Trust Commission's Board of Commissioners approves the designation and declaration of Tract 100C, Block 6, Lots 1 and 3, Municipality of Dededo, containing an area of no more than 2 acres for commercial use. And number 2, the CHamoru Land Trust Commission's Board of Commissioners transmit the resolution to Legislatura Buahan with its recommendation to approve the property identified in this resolution, duly and regularly adopted by the CHamoru Land Trust Commission this 25th day of June 2026, signed by the Chairman, Mr. L.J. Garrido, Commissioners Jeremy J. Rojas, Commissioners Annie M. McPeace, and Commissioner Fabrine Sears Bishop. This is the draft resolution that was sent to the legal counsel.
And
He reviewed and agreed the approval.
thank you, Dexter.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next on the agenda, just stay there. Next on the agenda is
Public comments.
public comment.
Nobody present other than our reporter. Any public comments?
Just one, yeah, if I could ask a clarification on the 102 applications that Jessica mentioned were null and void in 2018. That was due to the AG opinion, I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that.
That's,
Mr. Chair, if you would allow me, what I can do is I can provide, because it's public information, so I can give him the information that he's asking, so at least it's all in detail and it's in black and white.
Will that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so no more comments?
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank you. You're on.
oh, next item.
Next meeting.
Next meeting Thursday, July 16, 2026 at 1 p.m. here at the CLTC Conference Room. Suite 223, ITC Building. Street address is 590 South Marine Corps Drive, Tammany, Guam.
It is right now 2:45 p.m., Thursday, June 25th. I call this meeting to be adjourned. Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, I cannot. I need a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to motion to adjourn.
Okay, motion has been made to adjourn and has been second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. I call this meeting adjourned.